Welcome to New Light Living Podcast. I'm Ulrika Sullivan. I'm an intuitive spiritual life coach and a galactic astrologer. In this video, I'm doing a galactic astrology reading of the new moon in Leo at 23 degrees on August 16, 2023. Based on your natal birth chart, you can identify your own galactic alignments. Check out my free Galactic Alignments reference guide in the description box below. What I do in these videos, I put an outer layer of the traditional Western tropical astrology chart with fixed star alignments, galactic points, and celestial bodies. And that's to help us connect with cosmic energy, multidimensional energy. And so let's dive into the new moon in Leo, galactic astrology reading. So here we are with the chart of the new moon in Leo at 23 degrees, 17 minutes. So next, I will pull out 3 themes that I see are really key for this new moon in Leo. So first, I want to draw your attention to the sign of Leo, the heart-centered courage, self-empowerment focus that Leo brings. And I want to highlight that we have had some really significant portals of energy open up recently. August 8 with the Lion's Gate portal, 8-8. And the Venus star point was created in Leo when the sun was conjunct Venus on August 13. That's also a very powerful portal. And now the new moon in Leo at 23 degrees. So the number 23 is highlighted significantly in this new moon chart. And not only that, we are in the 23rd year and we're at 23 degrees. And yeah, so the number 23 is highlighted. Number 23 is associated with spiritual mastery and spiritual alchemy. And it's also associated with the moon, intuition, and emotions. So there's a strong message here within this new moon in Leo and number 23 that we're invited to come into living from our intuition, living from our courage and heart-centered being, Leo. So let's dive into the first theme here of this new moon in Leo. This new moon is trining the constellation of Ophiuchus, and especially the fixed star Rasalhauge. See that at the bottom of the chart here. It's a constellation located degree-wise between the galactic center at 27 degrees of Sagittarius and the great attractor at 14 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Ophiuchus is at 23 degrees of Sagittarius. Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer, and I included a visual here for you to see. Ophiuchus is holding the life force, the serpent, the kundalini energy in his hands. So we're invited here through this flowing trine from the new moon to Ophiuchus at 23 degrees of Sagittarius in this potent location in the sky. We're invited to hold our own life force, our own rebirth in our hands, take charge of that new beginning that we're invited to step into at this time, using ancient wisdom, because Ophiuchus is also associated with bringing in or using ancient indigenous wisdom to, so here we are holding the snake, holding the serpent in our hands at this new moon in Leo. The new moon is squaring Uranus here exactly at 23 degrees at this time. Uranus is aligned with, in an opposition to Beta Centauri in the Centaurus constellation, which is a utopia of unconditional love. So through Uranus, we're invited to grow. A square is a growth opportunity to grow our sense of unconditional love, manifest that, embody that through bringing ancient indigenous wisdom. You're invited to hold your own wisdom in your hands, just like the serpent bearer here. I also want to point out that Venus retrograde is in Leo, trining the great attractor, one of our black holes that are driving the universe with universal wisdom. And also Lilith at 24 degrees of Leo is trining the galactic center, which is our home closest black hole, if you will, for the Milky Way galaxy. So the access to universal wisdom with Venus and Lilith surrounding in the chart here, the new moon, is a strong message to utilize universal wisdom, tapping into our multidimensional perspective, the bigger picture, if you will, in our life, when we are taking charge to step into a rebirth at this time. So how can you take charge of that snake, of that life force, of that Kundalini energy within yourself and holding it? I know the past couple of videos of the moons have been very strongly suggesting to us to focus on what really ignites us, this life force, this Kundalini energy within us, and actually making it visible, embody it, because both Uranus and Jupiter are in Taurus, which means that we're asked to expand and manifest this life force energy within our life. The second theme involves Mercury and Mars in Virgo. Mars in particular is squaring the Orion constellation, fixed star Alnilam, particularly at 23 degrees of Gemini. Gemini often associated with duality, and the Orion constellation covering pretty much the latter half of Gemini, between 16 and 28 degrees of Gemini. It's and with it and galactic heritage of extreme polarity, it is a square that invites us to heal this polarity now. It's a growth opportunity to consider how the Orion energies have impacted and influenced us through our galactic lives, but also potentially in our human lives here in this reality now. Mars is also square Ophiuchus here in Sagittarius. So there is a T-square between Orion, the new moon, and Ophiuchus, inviting us to really start to address, if not already, the energies of duality, the energies of taking charge of our own life and bringing ourselves out of patterns that may not serve us anymore. And the triad of 23 degrees here going on between Orion, new moon, and Ophiuchus is a strong message to step into our spiritual alchemy, our own spiritual alchemy. As if this wasn't enough, Neptune is giving us the bigger picture, the bigger spiritual message here at 27 degrees in Pisces, opposite Mars in Virgo at 23 degrees. Neptune is also squaring Orion-Alnilam right now and the Orion constellation, and squaring the galactic center at 27 degrees exact in Sagittarius. This builds a very transformational energy, as you can see here in the chart, and very much is centered around healing polarity, coming into harmony and balance, allowing ourselves to take charge of our own lives and actually heal our deepest layers within ourselves. And it cannot be done unless we embody. Virgo is a lot about healing and doing the work. And this is supported by Uranus aligned in opposition with Beta Centauri. And also to some extent here, Jupiter, who is aligned in conjunction with Andromeda Almach. Both those constellations, Centaurus, Beta Centauri, and Andromeda Almach are associated with high frequency unconditional love, feminine power, divine feminine energy. So the question here is, in what parts of your life do you feel these negative polarities? Maybe you feel contracted in some area of your life. Where are you feeling expanded? And increase our awareness around that duality that we may need to heal within ourselves to be able to embrace ourselves with unconditional love. The third theme here is bringing in energy from Arcturus. You can see the North Node is at 28 degrees of Aries, and opposite that is the South Node at 28 degrees of Libra currently. The North Node is aligned still with the Andromeda Galaxy M31, which is our connection to out of the box, other galaxies, intergalactic travel, if you will. And the North Node is trining the Hydra constellation at 28 degrees of Leo. Again, maintaining that divine feminine Kundalini Shakti energy, if you will, and the importance of focusing that for the future North Node. Bringing in influences from other galaxies into our direction for the future. The North Node Andromeda Galaxy is also trining the galactic center still, which is bringing in that momentum for our Milky Way galaxy and our participation in our galaxy here to transform and evolve. I want to draw your attention to the South Node here in this reading for the new moon in Leo. The reason for that is that the South Node at 28 degrees of Libra conjunct the Shapley Attractor, which has been there for a while, influencing the South Node, helping us to release the past, however we define the past, but whatever needs to be released at this point. The Shapley Attractor, which is one of the biggest drivers of the universe that we are aware of at this time, it has been helping the South Node here to release. But now, the South Node is conjunct Arcturus, which is located in the Boots constellation at 24 degrees of Libra. And Arcturus is this consciousness energy of high vibrating creativity that Arcturus is also associated many times with deep emotional healing. So the Arcturus alignment here and the influence from this fixed star is significant now. We're entering a phase where we are asked to look at our past from a higher perspective, from a higher vibrational perspective, and bring in creativity to be able to release whatever we need to release that needs to go at this time. And Arcturus is a beautiful influence surrounding the South Node at this time. The South Node, aligned with Arcturus and Shapley Attractor, are trining the Orion constellation. And what this suggests is that it is a favorable time to deal with past trauma, past polarity, past imbalance that we have experienced, and let it go, release it. And now is the time to do that. That this trine to the Orion constellation is a beautiful support and indicating an opportune time to work with this energy of duality. So the question is, what is that one thing that you want to bring into your life that makes you feel joyful, creative, happy, and allow that to surround past experiences, looking at something from a different perspective, bringing in a higher vibration of joy, for example, or creativity into the situation and the way you perceive it. So in summary, this new moon in Leo at 23 degrees is a significant one, allowing yourself to take charge of that life force, holding it in your hand, just like the serpent bearer of Ophiuchus, releasing things that we're not enjoying or that are pulling us down, allowing that actress south node influence in your life to become one of creativity, one of seeing things from a different perspective, in a new light, allowing this powerful transformational energy guided by unconditional love, indigenous ancient wisdom that Ophiuchus is suggesting us and inviting us to take part in and consider moving forward. The outer planets are ushering us towards unconditional love, bringing in a bigger perspective, but it's also in our empowerment where the power of our own wisdom lies. So it's time to take charge. This new moon in Leo is inviting us to listen to our truth, listen through our hearts, and allowing us to take charge of our lives, holding the serpent in our hands, allowing the duality in our lives, whatever that means for you, to be seen in a different light, from a different perspective, using and utilizing high frequency, multidimensional energy. What needs to be rebirths within yourself? The second question, in what area of your life is there duality existing, imbalance? Where in your life are you feeling contracted? Where in your life are you feeling expanded? Knowing where there are blocks and energy that's not flowing versus where it truly is. This serpent is representing what you want to create next. And at this new moon, the significance of the number 23 is evident. 23 being the spiritual alchemy, the association with the moon, intuition and emotion. It's a strong message that we are in a process of healing and coming into our own expansion of trusting our intuition, healing our emotions from the past, but also stepping into taking charge, holding that serpent in our own life to become sovereign and empowered, and showing and expressing our passions and creativity with the rest of the world. The third question, when it comes to releasing things from your life, you can bring in a different perspective. Actress energy is all about creativity and higher frequency. So if something feels really hard and you struggle with something, how can you see it from a different perspective? How can you bring it a higher energy, energetically, into the situation? And maybe then it's possible for you to release it and let go. So I'm very happy to deliver this reading to you of the new moon in Leo. Thank you for being here. Thank you. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back for another video, I'm so happy you found this one. So, and if you're curious about your own galactic alignments, I'm offering a free Galactic Alignments reference guide that you can download and highlight your major galactic alignments in your own natal birth chart. So take a look in the description box and join me there. I can't wait to bring more of the multidimensional content to you. There will be additional guests. There will be additional readings. Let me know in the comments what you want to know more about and what you feel inspired by here on this channel. I would love to know. Thank you very much and see you soon.